Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So with Zini, my name is Ezine, and if you're here for the first time, thank you so much. Today I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this beautiful gown. So please, if this is what you love, do well to watch to the end. Thank you. Now let's get right into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to another tutorial. On today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to make a BUBU gown with ASOKE on the neckline and the chest area. So here I have my ASOKE, my tassels, and I have my Ankara and my chalk and my ruler scissors as well. So let's get right into the video. Also, I'll be making use of 3.5 yards of Ankara fabric, but you can make use of 4 yards, 4.5, 5 yards, depending on you or depending on how big you want yours to be. I'll start first by rolling a line on top of the fabric before I can proceed to the neckline. And also, I folded this by the length. Ankara fabrics are usually by 45 inches, so it wouldn't give us our desired length. The length I'm using for this video is 56 inches, but please, I'll advise that you use 60 inches so that it will give a flowing effect. I'll go ahead and measure out the neckline for the back of the dress. I'm using the standard 3 inches for the neckline, and then I'll be using 2 inches for the width. This is just for the back of the dress. Afterwards, I'll be using it to cut out the front. Here, you can use a curved ruler, but I'm using a free hand. If you're not so good with your free hand, I advise you use a curved ruler. From the neck region, I'll be measuring out the sleeve length of my gown. I'll be making use of 19 inches, and that is also where my fabric ended, but you can make yours smaller. It all depends on you and what you want to achieve, but I'll be making use of 19 inches. I'll go ahead and mark my 19 inches, then come down by 1.5 inches and make a slant from that point to my standard neck measurement. After I'm done slanting, I'll take the measurement of my round sleeve. I'll be using 12 inches. After I'm done marking my round sleeve, I'll go ahead and take my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 11 inches, and then I'll be adding 5 more inches to it. Remember, this is a free gown, so it needs to be as free as possible. From the armhole area, I'll try and make a slant curve from there, joining the hip measurement plus 5 inches that I just marked out. I'll be using freehand, so this needs to just be a very slight curve. I'll go right in and make a straight line down to the end part of the dress, down to the length of the gown. From the straight line, I went in by 4 inches and made a slant all the way to the armhole curve. You can as well decide to leave yours straight without going in by any inches, okay? So fashion is all about creativity. You can just decide to play around with it. I'll then proceed to cutting out the back of the dress. Here we'll be using the back to cut the front of the dress, and then we'll proceed to place the back on top of the fabric that I'll be using to cut out the front. This gown is going to be having a slit in front, so we'll be leaving out a 1 inch seam allowance for the slit. Also remember that if you do not want slits in front of your dress, there's no point leaving this allowance. You can totally skip this. For the neck depth, I'll be using 11 inches and then go ahead to trace out the 3 inches for the neck width. After I'm done tracing it out, I'll open up the back and then mark on the 11 inches, and then from there we'll be going in by 1 inches. This is for the purpose of the design we'll be doing in the front, in the chest area. From there we'll make a slant from that particular point to the neck. So after we are done with this, the next thing will be to trace and cut out properly. Now go ahead and join the two shoulders together with the right sides facing each other. I've joined the two shoulders as you can see, after which I'll take the measurement around the neck. Whatever we get from this measurement will be used to cut out the band for the neckline. So this is the ASOKE I'll be using for the band. I'll go ahead and fold it and then use my tape and measure out what I got from the round neck measurement. I got 35, but I'll be adding 3 more inches to it, which means I'll be cutting 38. This is because I do not want any shortages. It's better I have excesses than shortages, after which I'll just trim it out. I've gone ahead to iron the band before fixing it in. Please ensure that you iron yours by folding it into 2 equal parts and pressing it down. This will make the sewing easier for you. Now, I'll gently start fixing in the Ankara in between the Now our neckline is gradually coming in together, so the next will be to cut out the ASOKE for the chest area. For the chest area, I will measure out 12 inches, mark it out and then cut. We'll be needing 2 pieces of the 12 inches, so we'll go ahead and cut the second piece. Now we have 2 pieces, so we'll be placing one slightly on top the other and go ahead to sew it up together. I've sewn it together as you can see. I've also gone ahead to fold it in and iron it. This will help to ease up the sewing process. And then I've gone ahead also to carve out the shape that I actually want. This is totally up to you. Any shape that you want to use, you can actually use, but for the purpose of this video, this is what we'll be using. So I've also sewn it up together on the dress. I've done my neckline. I've also sewn in the tassels in between the dress. So this is all coming out together nicely and beautiful. As you can see, I've ironed it and it's looking so neat. So the next will be to place the ASOKE on the sleeve and sew it together. I'll open it up and begin to pin the band and the sleeves together. Doing, I've pinned it up, then I'll open it up again, fold it in and place it back on the fabric and then pin it up again. The sleeves up and this is what it looks like. Everything has been neatly concealed, as you can see. Also, I've sewn the sides together and our gown is almost ready. Also, before I forget, I had to close up the slit that I initially opened for the front. I just realized I'll be using it to go to church and I didn't want my laps to get so exposed, so I closed it up and opened another slit from the side seam rather, which you'll see in the video of when I wear the gown. And so guys, this is a video of me wearing the gown and this is the side slit I talked about. So please, if you enjoyed this video with me, do not forget to please subscribe, like, comment, share and put on your notification bell so that you get notified whenever I drop a tutorial. Bye and see you guys on my next video.